last lecture of advanced graph theory, we discussed basics of graph theory. Now I will continue from there. So in this lecture, this is second lecture of advanced graph theory. So in this I will discuss. So let's start with incidence and adjacency matrix. So incidence and adjacency matrix. So suppose we have a graph. So G is a graph, which is a collection of vertex and edges, and number of vertices is n, and number of edges in the graph is m. So first let's define incidence matrix. So let me write incidence matrix as M is equal to Mij. So this matrix M will be like V1, V2, the first row is of a vertex 1, second row V2, and so on, like V3 and so on up to Vn. And the columns will be, so the columns will be E1 means age 1, E2 age 2, E3 age 3, and so on Em. There are m number of edges and n number of vertices. So where Mij will represent, so this is incidence matrix, where the meaning of Mij is or we can write MVE. So in place of Mij we can write MVE. So here I can also write MVE. Okay, and MVE is something, the number of times vertex V incident with vertex edge E. You can say the number of times vertex V and edge E incident. So let me explain this by example, so it will be better. So you draw any graph, okay? So for example, let me draw a graph simple this C4. I mean this is a simple graph with 4 vertex and 4 edges. So I want to make the incidence matrix corresponding to this. So this graph has 4 vertices, which we name it V1, V2, V3, V4. So this is E1, E2, E3, E4. So E are edges. So here V1, V2, V3, V4, E1, E2, E3, E4. Now what we have to do, here will be an entry in which we'll see V1 incident with E1 how many times. So here, since I have taken a simple graph, so V1 incident with E1 just 1 time. So here will be 1. Vertex V1, now here will be the entry where vertex V1 incident with edge E2. So vertex V1 incident with edge E2. So actually vertex V1 doesn't incident with vertex edge E2. That's why it will be 0. Again vertex V1 doesn't incident with E3, so it is 0. Vertex V1, yes, it has incident. Vertex V1 incident with E4, so it will be 1. Now come to similarly V2, second vertex. So second vertex, this will be 1 because vertex V2 incidences with 1 time with E1, and V2 with E2. So yes, 1, and then V2 with E3. So 0 with V2 with E4, 0. Now V3 with E1, 0. V3 with E2. So 1. V3 with E3, 1. V3 with V4, 0. V4 with E1. So V4, this vertex, like this vertex with E1. So 0. And V4 with E2. So 0. V4 with E3, 1. V4 with E2, 1. So this is the incidence matrix corresponding to this graph. We may have some other graphs, like suppose I draw a graph like this. and it has a loop. Okay, you may draw like, okay, this is the graph. So sorry, this is multiple edge. If I'm taking their vertex, then it is a multiple edge or parallel edge. So this graph has, you can make something more. Okay, so you want, you can make a loop at this. Okay, so now let v1, v2, v3, there are three vertices. How many edges we have? So e1, e2, e3 and e4. Okay, so what is the incidence matrix corresponding to this graph? So here we have v1, v2, v3, and here we have e1, e2, e3, e4. So this is 3 cross 4. So in general, if I write here, so this matrix will be actually, so what is the order of this incidence matrix? So number of vertices is n and number of edges are m. So number of, yeah, so it's n cross n matrix. Incidence matrix is n cross n matrix. Same here. Now just we have to see vertex v1 incidence with e1. So v1 with em 1 time, v1 with e2 1 time, v1 with e3 0 time, v1 with e4 0 time. Then v2 with e1 1 time, v2 with e2 1 time, v2 with e3 1 time, and v2 with e4, so 0 time, v3 with e1 0 time, v3 with e2 0 time, v3 with e3 1 time, and v3 with e4. So you see loop contribute to twice, because edge e4 incident with v3 twice, because both the ends of e4 incident with vertex 3 v3. So here you will put 2. So in general you can say like I defined it, m is equal to mve. So mve can take value, 0, 1, 2 only. So 0 when they do not incident. So vertex is do not incident, here incident once, like just one graph without loop or multiple without loop actually. So if it is without loop incident but without loop, and you will see 2 means there will be loop at that vertex. So it can take value 0, 1, 2 only. Okay, so incidence matrix is actually n cross m matrix, where you see rows we have taken as vertices and edge we have edges. Columns are edges. Now define the next adjacency matrix. Okay, so you can notice one thing here, that in the incidence matrix, if you notice, what is the column sum? So you consider the column sum. You sum all the entries of the column. You sum all entries of a column. So what we see, that sum of all entries of any one of the column is 2. You can consider. So simply you can notice here, you simply add entries of a column, you will get sum as 2. This is a property of this incidence matrix. So we can write it, note sum of entries of any column is equal to, and this will help us to prove the fundamental theorem of graph theory. Okay, now I will come to the adjacency matrix. Adjacency matrix. So adjacency matrix will denote it by, okay, so let me A. Okay, so like adjacent is A, and here you will have ij, right? So capital A matrix is equal to Aij is adjacency matrix where Aij is the number of time. So the number of time or like number of edges between vertices Vi and Vj. So actually what will happen, adjacency matrix will look like, if we write A as, so it will be like V1, V2 and Vn. So we consider that there are n vertices and here V1, V2 and Vn. So rows and columns both are vertices. And entries will be what? You just see or count the number of edges between two vertices. So Aij is number of edges between two vertices, Vi and Vj. Okay, so let's understand this by example. So we can make like we have made for this last example. So consider for this one. So we have V1, V2, V3, V4, E1, E2, E3, E4. So what is the adjacency matrix corresponding to this? So there are four vertices V1, V2, V3, V4. V1, V2, V3, V4. So you can see in adjacency matrix we actually take vertices, vertices. In the adjacency, in the like incident matrix, we have considered row as vertices and column as edges. So what will the entry here? V1 and V1. So how many edges you see between V1 and V1? There is no edge between V1 and V1. If there is any loop, then you can write 2 here. How many vertices you see between V1 and V2? So in V1 and V2 you see one vertex. One edge. You see one edge between V1 and V2. So how many edges between V1 and V3? No edge. How many edges V1 and V4? One edge. So we will go to V1 as V2. Again, how many edges you have between V2 and V1? So V2 and V1 means first one. V2 and V2 0. V2 and V3 1. And V2 and V4 0. So you have to count the number of edges between vertex Vi and vertex V3. So V3 with V1. V3 with V1 no edge. V3 with V2 1 edge. V3 with V3 0 edge. V3 with V4 1 edge. Now V4 with V1 1 edge. V4 with V2 0. V4 with V3 1 edge and V4 with V4 0. So this is the adjacency matrix corresponding to the star. Okay, let me draw one more. So like we have taken there same graph. So vertex V1, V2, V3. There are three vertices. Edges are E1, E2, E3, E4. Okay, so let me draw. So V1, V2, V3, V1, V2, V3. There are three vertices. So the number of edges between V1 and V1. V1 and V1. So see how many edges you have. No, 0. Number of edges between V1 and V2. So you look here. V1 and V2 1 edge and 2. There are multiple edges, parallel edges. There are 2 edges between V1 and V2. So number of edges between V1 and V3. V1 and V3 no edge. Number of edges between V2 and V1. V2 and V1. So again it is 2. V2 and V1. Number of edges between V2 and V2. So no. V2 and V3 1. V3 and V1. V3 and V1 0. V3 and V2 so 1. V3 and V3. Now look, you have one loop, okay, and that's why. So how many edges you have between V3 and V3? So you have one edge. Okay, so it is one edge. Okay, so one thing you can consider here, that in adjacency matrix, it is not like column sum is 1, row sum is 2, column sum is 2. It is not like that. But here you can consider one thing, it is symmetric, because it's a vertices, vertices. So like number of edges between Vi and Vj will be same as number of edges between Vj and Vi. So that's why it is symmetric. Now you can see in sense of relation of the symmetricness. So that's why this matrix will be symmetric. This is symmetric matrix. So you can note one thing, that adjacency matrix is symmetric matrix. Okay, so we discussed incidence matrix and adjacency matrix. Now, so consider a bipartite graph. Okay, consider a bipartite graph. So we have discussed a bipartite graph in the last class. So bipartite graph is what? So you can partition the vertex set into two sets, x and y, such that any edge you will consider, so that will have one end in x, other end in y. So like graph C, you can write x union y, where x and y will be empty set, and you consider any edge, so the one end will be in x, other end will be in y. Okay, so for example, we have one such graph. So let me write. So like v1, v2, okay, v3, v4, v4. So we want to consider a x is actually v1, v2, and y we want to consider v3, v4, v4. So and vertex set, actually it is 1 to 5. So vertex set of graph C, this is v1, v2, and up to v5. Now what we have? So v1 to v3, like v2 to v3, you say v1 to v5, like v2 to v5. So we are just making bipartite graph. So every edge will have one end in x, other end in y. Okay? So this will make this. Okay. So now we have, this is bipartite graph. I want to make the adjacency matrix as well as incidence matrix. So mainly properties for adjacency matrix. Let's make incidence matrix. So edges we can name it like E1, E2, E3, E4. There are 4 edges and 5 edges. So we denote it by M. So it has V1, V2, V3, V4, V5. 5 vertices and 4 edges. E1, E2, E3, E4. Okay, just we have to see how many times vertex V1 incident with E1. So one time V1 with E2, one time V1 with E3, 0 time V1 with E4, 0 time V2 with E1, V2 with E1. So V2 with E1, 0 time V2 with E2, one time V2 with E2. So 0 time V2 with E3, one time V2 with E4, one time. Now come to V3, V3 with E1, one time V3 with E2, 0 time V3 with E3, one time V3 with E4, 0 time. Just you see vertex and edge, okay? V4 and E1, V4 and E1, vertex 4 and E1, 0 time, vertex 4 and E2, one time, vertex 4 and E3, one time, vertex 4 and E2. So first let me clear some confusion between E1, E2 and E3, okay? So it is written is E3 and this is E2. Okay, so now let me check it again. So V1 with E1 1, V1 with E2 1, V1 with E3 0, yes, V1 with E4 0, V2 with E1 0, V2 with E2 0, V2 with E3 yes 1, and V2 with E4 1, V3 with E1 1, yes, V3 with E3 1, V3 with E2 0, V3 with E4 0, yeah, V4 with E1 1, V4 with E2 1, sorry, so V4, here is V4, V4 with E1 0, V4 with E2 1, V4 with E3, so it's a 0, and V4 with E4, so and V5 with E1, so 0, V5 with E2, 0, V5 with E3, 0, V5 with E4, so 1. So this is the incidence matrix corresponding to that graph. One thing you can notice, if you take the row sum, so row sum here is 2, here is 2, here is 2, here is 1, here is 1. So what are these? So this is nothing but degree of vertex V1. I mean row is for V1. This is degree of vertex V2. This is third degree of vertex V3. This is degree of vertex V4. And this is degree of vertex V5. So what is the degree actually? So degree of vertex is actually the number of edges incident to that vertex. So like at V1 you can see there will be 2 edges incidenting. Okay, like E2 and E1. Degree of vertex V2 is 2. For V2 you will have 2 incident edges like E3 and E4 you can see. So like this. And as I told already, if you add column you will get sum 2, 2, 2 and 2. So always a column sum is going to be 2 in case of incidence matrix. Now let me draw adjacency matrix corresponding to the same graph. So I want to make adjacency matrix. So it's a vertices, vertices, vertices. So like V1, V2, V3, V4, V5, V1, V2, V3, V4, and V5. Okay. So number of edges between V1 and V1. 0, V1 and V2. 0, V1 and V3. 1, V1 and V4. 1, V1 and V5. 0, V2 and V1. V2, V1, 0, V2 and V2. 0, V2 and V3. So V2 and V3. Actually, this is a simple bipartite graph. So simple means without any multiple edge or without any node. So V2 and V3, V2 and V3, 1, V2 and V4, 0, V2 and V5, 1, V3 and V1, 1, V3 and V2, so 1, V3 and V3, 0, V3 and V4, 0, V3 and V5, 0, V4 and V1, 1, V4 and V2, 0, V4 and V3, 0, V4 and V4, 0, V4 and V5, 0, and V5 and V1, 0, V5 and V2, 0, oh sorry, V5 and V2 is 1, right? Because from V5 to V2 there is one edge, E4. And V5 and V3, 0, V5 and V4, 0, V5 and V5, 0. Okay, so this is adjacency matrix. Fine. So I would like to take your attention on this. So if we partition the matrix like this. So what do you notice? Actually, one thing you can notice first is it is symmetric matrix. I told you already, every adjacency matrix is symmetric matrix. Okay. So now we can partition this matrix into subparts, or we can say it a blocks. So we can partition this into blocks, partition of a matrix. Okay. So what you can notice, I can write it A as something like, so A you can write zero matrix. Here suppose it is B. So here you are saying nothing but B transpose of B. Here it is zero. So any simple bipartite graph you consider, any simple bipartite graph, your adjacency matrix will be like this. So for any simple bipartite graph G, the adjacency matrix will be A is equal to 0, B transpose and 0. Okay. Okay, so one thing you can notice here, the matrix A was of order 5 cross 5 because there were 5 vertices. And you see here, zero matrix is of order here 2 cross 2 in the first block. And the last block we have 3 cross 3. So why it is like that? So you can consider actually X has 2 elements. So X set has 2 elements. So first block will have 2 cross 2 and Y block has 3 elements. So last block, and we will have order 2 cross 3. So like we will have order. So actually if we consider it is a simple bipartite graph, so I said X union Y will be G and X intersection Y will be phi. So means you partition the vertex X, V of G. So you partition vertex X. So number of elements in X is, suppose you say P, and number of element in Y you say Q. And you know P plus Q is going to be number of vertices if you say N. So N. Okay. So this B will be of so this A matrix is of order N cross N, and where B is of order of a matrix is P cross Q. So number of element in X cross number of element in Y. Like you can see here, B is of order 2 cross 3. Okay. And if I elaborate more, the first zero matrix will be of order P cross P. Second will be of, this is of order P cross Q. This is Q cross P, and this is Q cross Q. Okay. So you can understand. And B is called, so name of B is, so this B is called, so matrix B is called bipartite adjacency matrix. Bipartite adjacency matrix. Bipartite adjacency matrix, this B, which is actually a block in the matrix, adjacency matrix. So let's consider a complete bipartite graph. Like, so let's consider one complete bipartite graph. So you already know, like notation is K M comma N, or like I introduced last notation. So for that P comma Q. So K P comma Q. Okay. So means it's a complete bipartite graph. So bipartite means you will divide the vertices into 2 partitions. Okay. So like vertex set, if I say graph is this, so vertex will be X union Y. So I said number of element in X is P, number of element in Y is Q. Okay. And this P plus Q will be number of vertices N. Okay. And X and Y will have nothing common. That's the definition of partition actually. Okay, so what I want to tell, it's a complete bipartite. So bipartite means this things. Complete means every, so what is the meaning of complete here? Every vertex in X is adjacent to every vertex in Y. So every vertex in X is adjacent to every vertex in Y. Okay, that's what not required in bipartite graph only. Now it's a complete due to that you have. In bipartite, just condition was if you choose any A's, the A's will have endpoints in X and Y. One in X, other in Y. And complete means every edge in X will be adjacent to every edge in Y. So for example, let me draw one. So actually, in one way, you will consider this C4 is a bipartite graph, like we made already. So V1, V2, V3, V4. It's a complete bipartite, you can say. So let me draw it in other way. So V1 is adjacent to what? Here is V2 and V3. So let me take V2 and V3 here, okay? And V4 here. So now you consider V1 has edge with V2, V2 and V3, V2 and V3. Okay, V2 has edge with V1 and V4, V1 and V4, and V3 has edge with V1 and V4, V4. That's all. So what do you see? V1 and V4 and V2 and V3. So if you want to consider, so both are actually same graph. So X set here is actually V1, V4, and Y set is V2, V3. Okay, so there are 4 vertices in the graph, and this is C4 also. C4 is cycle with n vertices or n edges, and this is equivalent to, you can write K22. K means complete bipartite graph. So it's a complete, and 2 means bipartite graph with one partition has 2 vertex and other has also 2, like this. Okay, so the main purpose is draw adjacency matrix. So what is adjacency matrix corresponding to this? So adjacency matrix, if you see, so V1, V2, V3, V4, V1, V2, V3, V4. So V1 has no edge, V1, V2 has, oh, so we have to draw in order, 1 minute. So let me, because since I have considered in this way, and so we can relabel, because actually X has V1, V4, so I want to take it together. V1, V4 and V2, V3, I want to take it together. So you can relabel or you can adjust here. So what I want to tell, V1, V4, you take it together, and then V2, V3. V1, V4, V2, V3. Are you getting my point? Or you can consider this like, you can relabel it. Relabel is like, you take it V1, you take it V2, you take it V3, you take it V4, like this. The same thing. But keep the vertices of XR together in adjacent in this adjacency matrix. So V1 with V1, 0, V1 with V4, 0, V1 with V2, 1, V1 with V3, so 1, V4 with V1, 0, V4 with V4, 0, V4 with V2, 1, and V4 with V3, so 1. V2 with V1, 1, V2 with V4, so 1, V4, V2 with V2, 0, V2 with V3, 0. V3 with V1, 1, and V3 with V3 with V4, so 1, and V3 with V2, 0, and V3 with V3, 0. Okay, so this is the adjacency matrix corresponding to this graph K22, or you can say C4. So what I want, you partition this into blocks. So you consider this is something like 0 and B transpose 0, but B and B transpose are same because it is symmetric matrix. Okay, so you take any complete bipartite graph, you can write that adjacency matrix like this. And the one more property is for KMN or KPQ. KPQ means complete bipartite graph. So all entries of B are 1. So you will see, since here you see B has all entries 1. Why? Because of being complete bipartite. So let me give you one more example, so not confusion. So let me write K K3 4 like this. So 1 2 3 1 2 3 4. So it's a complete bipartite. Okay. So V1 V2 V3 V4 V5 V6 V7. Complete means every vertex in X will have adjacent, will be adjacent to every vertex in Y. So 1 2 3 4. So V1 adjacent to all other. This 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 this. Okay. So X here you consider is V1 V2 V3, and Y here you consider V4 V5 V6 V7. Now I want to make the adjacency matrix. So adjacency matrix. So we have V1, V2, V3, V4, and V5. In V1, V2, V3, V4, V5. So V1 with V1, 0. V1 with V2, 0. V1 with V3, so 0. V1 with V4, 1. V1 with V5, 1. Oh, sorry, I had to make there are 7 vertices, so I have to make matrix of 7 cross 7, not 5 cross 5. Okay, so in this manner, I have to draw V1, V2, V3, V4, V5, V6, V7. Yeah. Look, so edges from V1 to V1. No. V1 to V2, 0. V1 to V3, 0. V1 to V4, 1. V1 to V5, 1. V1 to V6, 1. V1 to V7, 1. V2 to V1, 0. V2 to V2, 0. V2 to V3, 0. V2 to V4, 1. V5, 1. V6, 1. V7, 1. V3 to V1, so 0. V3 to V2, 0. V3 to V3, 0. V3 to V1, 1. V3 to V4, and V3 to V5, V3 to V6, V3 to V7. Now V4 to V1, so 1. V4 to V2, so 1. V4 to V3, so 1. V4 to V4, 0. V4 to V5, 0. V4 to V6, 0. V4 to V7, 0. Now V5 to V1, 1. V5 to V2, 1. V5 to V3, 1. V5 to V4, 0. V5 to V5, 0. V5 to V6, 0. V5 to V7, 0. Now V6 to V1, so 0. Sorry, V6 to V1, so 1. V6 to V2, 1. V6 to V3, 1. V6 to V4, 0. To V5, 0. To V6, 0. To V7. Now come to last V7. V7 to V1, 1. V7 to V2, 1. V7 to V3, 1. V7 to V4, 0. V7 to V5, 0. V7 to V6, 0. V7 to V7, 0. Okay, this is a long matrix. So you consider here. So what I wanted to convey. So I took a 3-4 example. Like this. Okay. So in case of complete bipartite graph, you can write adjacency matrix is 0, B, B, 0. So why? Because all entries are 1. So that's why B transposes B itself, because it is symmetric. So this will of this form. In general, in case of any bipartite, so 0, B, B transpose B, and complete bipartite, so you can also write in general way. Okay, so in this video, what we discussed about adjacency matrix, and incidence matrix. So the notable thing is, in incidence matrix, all column sum is true. In adjacency matrix, it is symmetric. And for the bipartite graph, the adjacency matrix of this form. For complete bipartite graph, all entries of B are 1 and B is symmetric. Okay, so let me define one more thing. And this is, what is the degree of a vertex? So how we define a degree of a vertex? So what is degree of a vertex? So actually I use this word in the last example or definition. Let me define it. So degree of vertex is number of edges incident to that vertex. So number of edges incident to that vertex. Okay, number of edges incident to that vertex. So you know already, for example, you draw any graph. Make a loop here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 vertices. Okay, and edges you can count to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So V1, V2, V3, V4. So what is degree of vertex V1? So you will count how many edges are incidenting to V1. So 1 and 2 and 3. So V1 has degree 3. What is degree of vertex V2? So how many edges incidenting to V2? So V2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4. What is degree of V3? So V3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Loop contribute 2 in the degree because it is incidenting twice on a vertex. So loop will contribute 2. So degree of V3 is again 4. Degree of V4, fourth vertex. So how many edges is incidenting there? 3. Okay. Okay, one more thing you can notice here. So if I ask you to add all the degrees, degree of V1, degree of V2, degree of V3, and degree of V4. So 3 plus 3, 4 plus 4. It's a 14. So my question is, it is even number, okay? So can you draw a graph where the degree sum will be odd? You try it, okay? Because this is very good result. In fact, very fundamental. So you take any graph and you try to find the degree of all the vertex and then you try to sum all. Do you get any example where the degree sum is odd? All the degree, okay? Sum of all the degrees. Okay, so there are a few notations. So like delta G will use some notation. Capital delta G. So this delta G is actually minimum degree of a vertex in graph, and capital delta G is a maximum degree. So you collect degree of all the vertices, you count the minimum one and a vertex with the minimum degree, that will be small delta G, and the vertex with maximum degree is a capital delta G. So maximum degree of a vertex. Okay, so maximum degree of a vertex. This will be the notations. And average degree, if you want to define, so you know the word average already. So it's a average degree is like 1 by number of vertices and the summation of degree of all vertices. So I from 1 to n if it has n vertices. Okay, so this is the average degree, and we don't want to give it any notation. So just you know the definition. Okay. So one more term is, what is the pendant vertex? What is the pendant vertex? Pendant vertex. So what is the definition of pendant vertex? A vertex having degree. So we write like this. This means the degree of vertex B in graph G. If it is 1, then we call it pendant. Okay. So like, for example, if you see here like this. Okay. So v1, v2, v3, v4, let's call it v5. So yeah, here if you count all the vertices like v1, v2, v3, v4, this 4 has degree 2 and v5 has degree 1. So here v5 is pendant vertex. Okay, pendant vertex. Now next is what is isolated vertex. Isolated vertex. So what is the isolated vertex? So isolated vertex means a vertex having degree 0. Okay. So for example, you draw any graph and now you can take any graph like I'm making this. So 1, 2, 3. So v1, v2, v3. Okay. And graph consists of 3 vertices. You see degree of vertex v1 is 1 because it is incidenting to one vertex, one edge, and v2 has also like degree of v1 is 1, degree of v2 is 1, degree of v3. Yeah, what is the degree of v3 vertex? There is no edge incidenting to v3, so degree is 0. Okay, so here you can see that v3 is isolated vertex. So here you have v3 example, v3 is isolated vertex. Okay, so v3 is isolated vertex and v1 and v2 are pendant. So like we defined in the last definition, degree of vertex is 1, then it is pendant. So it is pendant vertex. Okay. So I will stop here today, and in the next class I will start with this topic, fundamental theorem of graph theory. This is very good result. Okay. So actually in the first time when we see it looks surprising. So fundamental theorem of graph theory, what it says, like I gave you the question that can you find any graph where the sum of degrees of all the vertices is odd? So this theorem says no, there is no such graph. You will not have any graph. So what it says, sum of all vertices will be, so let me write it statement, I will prove in the next class. So if graph G is V comma E, okay, number of vertex is like N and number of edges is M. Then if you add sum of degree of all vertices I from 1 to N, okay. So like sum of all vertices is going to be 2 times the number of edges. And this means what? 2M is even. So this is always even. So sum of degree of all vertices, if you add in any graph, you will get it even only. So sum of degrees of all vertices of a graph is always even. So I will prove this result in the next class. Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much.